Thank you.
My appreciation is two sisters that are in Europe that I'm able to talk to them like sometimes throughout the day, being able to check up on them, and we always try to have like a one-on-one FaceTime call. So being able to get that conversation with them than I used to have when they're back in Windsor, which I miss them a lot. So I can't wait to see them when I go to Korea next month.
Okay. Your voice is same as your father's voice, exactly. 120%. My God.
Very quickly, my appreciation is that actually I had written a lot of things down, but when we got Rebecca in our breakout room, my appreciation is Rebecca and Chris. I know them very well, and I can see how much they're developing in their relationship, and we're very grateful for that. And also, I'm very grateful that you've given us guidance on witnessing to our employees.
Oh yeah.
I never thought that we'd have our employees live with us for as long as he wants, as long as he needs to, and to be with him while he's doing Ramadan is something that we can embrace also, all religions. And so thank you for the guidance, and that's my appreciation.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning, Dr. Yong. My appreciation is our daughter Kathy and Spasia. They have they're in Florida. They have 3 children. And yesterday, our grandson for Jensen 100 days celebration offering yesterday. And I'm so grateful for the tradition that our children carry on. And then and yesterday it brought my tears. Our grandson, 4 years old, reading the family pledge, leading that tradition yesterday, and just makes me tears in my heart. Like wow, 4 years old is reading the family pledge on that yesterday offering. So that's my appreciation. I'm so grateful for them.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Laronde family. Today I'm so happy to see your spiritual child too. Thank you for very much. God bless you. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lalone family, for being in my breakout room and sharing with all of us this morning. It was lovely having you in my breakout room. And next up, I would love to invite Christopher Bush to please unmute and share with us his appreciation point. Uncle Christopher Bush?
It won't. It won't.
I can hear you.
Okay, it wasn't letting me unmute. Sorry. Anyway, I'm. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dr. Yong. I'm really enjoying Hannah being home from on her spring break. Hannah Bush, and I'm grateful for how close she's become to True Mother. She's been having dreams, and I realized that there was some artistic distance that needed to be closed, especially around Father's Ascension and a lot of things happening, and some unsurety and things. And so one thing that you, Dr. Yong, have achieved is closing that gap of artistic distance, and so we can feel really so much closer to True Mother. And then now with this condition that we're doing, it's really bringing us together. So I'm really grateful for how you've allowed that to happen. So
thank you, Christopher. Thank you so much for your beautiful sharing. 감사합니다. I hope you have more good time with your daughter Hannah Bush.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uncle Christopher, for sharing with us this morning. It was wonderful having you in my breakout room. So now for our main message, let us open up our minds and open up our hearts and welcome Dr. Chung-Shik Yong for Morning Heart Devotion. Dr. Yong.
안녕하세요. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters, clergy and ambassador for peace. 안녕하십니까?
Today, I'd like to talk about God's ideal family and the kingdom of peaceful ideal world 1 from True Mother's Anthology, Volume 2. Let's study.
God's ideal family and the kingdom of the peaceful ideal world 1. Then, what is a life of true love? True love is the spirit of public service. It brings the peace that is at the root of happiness. Selfish love is a mask for the desire to have one's partner exist for one's own sake. True love is free of that corruption. Rather, its essence is to give and to live for the sake of others and for the sake of the whole. True love gives, forgets that it has given, and continues to give without ceasing. True love gives joyfully. We find it in the joyful and loving heart of a mother who cradles her baby in her arms and nurses it at her breast. True love is sacrificial love, as with a filial son who gains his greatest satisfaction in helping his parents. God created the universe out of just such love, absolute, unique, unchanging, and eternal, investing everything without any expectation or condition of receiving anything in return. True love is the wellspring of the universe. Once a person possesses it, true love makes him or her the center and the owner of the universe. True love is the root of God and a symbol of God's will and power. When we are bound together in true love, we can be together forever, continually increasing in the joy of each other's company. The attraction of true love brings all things in the universe to our feet. Even God will come to dwell with us. Nothing can compare to the value of true love. It has the power to dissipate the barriers fallen human beings have created, including national boundaries and the barriers of race and even religion. The main attributes of true love are that it is absolute, unique, unchanging, and eternal. Whoever practices God's true love will live with God, share his happiness, and enjoy the right to participate as an equal in his work. Therefore, a life lived for the sake of others, a life of true love, is the absolute prerequisite for entering the kingdom of heaven.
Yes. What is the life of true love? True parents explain very, very well what true love is and what attributes it has. No encyclopedia in the world has been able to explain true love in detail like this. True parents' explanation of true love is truly, truly, truly amazing. I really hope you will listen very well. I'd like to summarize again what was I talking about? What is the attribute of true love? So let me summarize one by one. True love is the spirit of the public service. It brings the peace that is at the root of happiness. Its essence is to give and to live for the sake of others and for the sake of the whole. True love gives and forget that it has given and continues to give without ceasing. True love gives joyfully all the time. True love is a joyful and loving heart of the mother who cradles her baby in her arm and nurses it at her breast. True love is a sacrificial love, as with a filial son who gains his greatest satisfaction in helping his parents. Many people do not know one of the greatest attributes of true love is what? Sacrifice. Very important. True love requires sacrifice. You need to pay the price. No pain, no gain. That's why true love always require sacrifice. When mother raises up her children, how much sacrifice? From the baby time, need to wake up, sometimes 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. How much investing and sacrificing? Without mother sacrificing, how can raise up children? That's why true love always requires sacrifice. True love is absolute, unique, unchanging, and eternal. It invests everything without any expectation or condition of receiving anything in return. Which scripture, explain true love like this? It is really incredible, right? True love is the wellspring of the universe and the love that makes the owner of the universe. True love is the root of God and a symbol of God's will and power. When we are bound together in true love, we can be together forever. And it is a love that not only attracts the universe, but also God. True love has the power to dissipate the barriers of fallen human beings have created, including national boundaries and barriers of race and even religion. I have a substantial experience with my wife, Japanese wife, enemy wife. True love is really amazing. You can overcome anything. The main attribute of true love is that it is absolute, right? Unique and unchanging and eternal. Whoever practices God's true love will live with God, share his happiness, and enjoy the right to participate as an equal in his work. So, in order to inherit God's true love, the condition you need to participate. Then you can become co-creator, right? This is a human portion of responsibility. In order to inherit God's true love, you need to participate. Without participating, you cannot become co-creator. That's why, to inherit true love, always you need to involve together with your parents and inherit. Through inheriting, you understand what the parents' position, parents' heart. And finally, when you completely inherit, then become equal position. Inseparable relationship. How beautiful it is. True love is the absolute prerequisite for entering the kingdom of heaven. Wow, please, each sentence, each number, you really repeat it again and again. What is the life of true love? It is really amazing. Living divine principle, again, eschatology, introduction 2, let's study.
Eschatology and human history. Human history. We dwell in ignorance of history, uncertain about its origin, the direction in which it is heading, and its final destination. Concerning eschatology, or the doctrine of the last days, many Christians believe literally what is written in the Bible. The heavens and the elements will melt with fire. The sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will fall from heaven. And the dead in Christ will rise to meet the Lord in the air. However, we must ask whether these events will take place literally or whether the verses are symbolic. To address this issue, we should first understand such fundamental matters as the purpose of God's creation, the meaning of the human fall, and the goal of the providence of restoration.
Yes, based on this content of EDP, let's study Father's word.
You must feel God's sorrow at the end of the world. So far, we have been in sorrow searching for God. Then what kind of sorrow must we feel at the end of all religion? We must feel the sorrow to go to the end of the earth, attending God. Thus, you must determine to fulfill God's will through this sorrow and go forward with a sense of calling. From now on, you need to feel God's sorrow. You need to feel Jesus' sorrowful heart. You need to feel the fact in substantial terms that God has been in sorrow and looking for you for 6,000 long years. Even at this time, God is working to establish the eternal kingdom of heaven on earth for human beings. But unfortunately, people of today forget such a fact.
Yes. Humans who lost their parents due to the fall of Adam and Eve have been in sorrow to find them. Therefore, we must know that the sorrow we have experienced so far was the sorrow to feel God's sorrow. Oh, this is really incredible explanation. What Father said? We must know that sorrow we have experienced so far was the sorrow to feel God's sorrow. That's why, do not, whenever you feel some kind of the sorrowful feeling, and then you need to understand, oh, God, why give me this kind of sorrowful feeling? Let you understand the sorrow to feel God's sorrow. Wow, this kind of the expression, it is really amazing, right? What sorrow remain in the last days of all religions? It is a sorrow to go to the end of the earth and to attain God and liberate both mankind and God. Then we must determine to fulfill God's will through this sorrow and go forward with a sense of the calling. From now on, you need to feel God's sorrow. Therefore, from now on, we must meet and experience the sorrow of God. You must not only experience God's sorrow, but also the sorrowful heart of Jesus, who came to save humankind, but died without fulfilling his will. You need to feel the fact in substantial terms that God has been in sorrow and looking for you for 6,000, long years. What was the driving force that enabled True Father to keep his first motive while enduring countless difficulties, hardships, and sacrifice for the sake of God's will throughout his life? Father need to go through all kind of suffering, incredible persecution. Really, it is really very hard time for him to really overcome. However, it is because True Father experienced the unimaginable sorrow that God had for losing mankind. True Father experienced a sorrowful God. That's why for his suffering and hardships and persecution, this is nothing compared to God. For that reason, true parents were able to endure any hardships, any pain, or any sacrifice in fulfilling God's will. The reason why we lose our first motive and stop on our way is because we have not experienced the extent of God's grievance. Therefore, we must always think about how to experience God's sorrow. True parents are the ones who pioneered God's will with tears in order to liberate God and mankind. Therefore, we too must gradually expand the scope of our tears to find the individual, the nation, and the world. Furthermore, we must find the tears to liberate God. Next.
What will happen in the era of the end of the world? Then, what will happen in the future world? In other words, what will happen in the era of the end of the world? The era of the end of the world will be the era in which there is no justice, no rightful way, no heavenly laws, not only in the relationship between human beings, but also in the relationship between heaven and human beings. Heaven treats human beings like that. You must know there will be such a time. Then who is the one who will get over those difficulties and stand taking hold of heavenly law at the end of the world? Who is the one who will stand taking hold of justice instead of human beings? You should ask yourself if you are the one or not. And if you think that you are not the one, you should report to heaven that you are a sinner.
Yeah. Then what will happen in the future world? In other words, what will happen in the era of the end of the world? The era of the end of the world will be the era in which there is no justice, no rightful way, no heavenly laws. Not only in the relationship between human beings, but also in the relationship between heaven and human beings. Heaven treats human beings like that. You must know there will be such a time. Then, who is the one who will get over those difficulties and stand taking hold of a heavenly law at the end of the world? Who is the one who will stand taking hold of the justice instead of human beings? You should ask yourself if you are the one or not. Even if you think that you are not the one, you should report to heaven that you are a sinner. Very deep, guidance. Okay, today's youth ministry, the real reason for performing religious ceremonies, also one of the very internal and important and content. Let's study.
The reason why the blessing turns into anger. Blessed families of the Unification Church claim to be blessed, but if their attitudes do not change, they will instead suffer misfortune. If one gets the title blessed family, they will eventually grow angry. If you think that you are a self-proclaimed blessed family, it is easy to discriminate against those who are not blessed. If you say that you are blessed, you should first think about what kind of person you should become as a blessed family. But you are only proud of being blessed. Are you truly a blessed family just because you are blessed? You must reflect on what kind of person is a blessed person. However, you will be a fake if you say, I am a blessed family, without knowing such things, right? People who say, I have a PhD, or I am the head of a church, or I am a pastor, is likely to be a professional in that field. So such people who just say that they are blessed can easily become fakes.
Yeah, Israel as a nation was chosen by God as the people of God, but the self-proclaimed Jews and the thoughts, traditions, habit, and arrogance of being the people of Israel eventually resulted in hypocrisy, which led to the crucifixion of Jesus. If our blessed family of Unification Church also call themselves blessed and do not change their attitude, they will instead suffer like the Israelites. If you think that you are a self-proclaimed blessed family, it is easy to discriminate against those who are not blessed. If I say that I am blessed, before boasting that I am a blessed family, I must first introspect and think about what kind of person I should become as a blessed person. However, if you boast of the title of receiving the blessing and then self-proclaim that you are a blessed family, the blessing will turn into anger instead. It is a lie to claim only the name, I am a blessed family. Although we have been gifted with a great blessing, we must think of ourselves as a falling short and always have a humble and a self-reflective heart. If you have that kind of a mind, you won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed. A person who lives with only external titles such as I have a PhD degree, or I am the head of the church, or I am the pastor, I am a continental director, I am a national leader, will have a difficult time to become a true person in the end, even though he may be a person working in that field. If you do it wrong, it is to fake because your personality does not change. Next.
The reason to worship. What kind of mindset do you all live with? How do you feel when you worship? The mindset and attitude of worship are more important than the ceremony itself. This is because the reason is to worship, because I realize how precious my heart is. The purpose of worship is to offer it with the mindset of, I must have a heart of awe and respect toward my superiors without making my own claims. We must not forget that the reason why I worship the other person is that I do it out of respect for them, rather than the consciousness of worship. Therefore, we must clearly know what mindset to have when we worship. If we do not know these things, our faith is like that of a kindergartner. When an older adult comes from kindergarten and tells the children to say hello, the children don't know what it is and just say hello.
Yes. In order not to get tired in your life of faith, you must focus on your own growth, character, and heart, rather than focusing on external titles. What mindset do you live with? How do you feel when you worship? The mindset and attitude of worship are more important than the worship itself. This is because during worship, the inner attitude of the heart is more important than the outer form. The purpose of my worship is to offer it with the mindset of, I must have a heart of awe and respect toward my superiors without making my own claims. We must not forget that the reason we worship the other person is because we do it out of respect for the other person rather than the consciousness of worship. Therefore, we must clearly know what mindset to have when we worship. Next.
The military service life of a Korean. In Korea, when soldiers greet their superiors, they say chansung, loyalty, out loud. However, they are not loyal in heart. They are thinking, I'm tired of this army. I need to graduate quickly, and say hello with hostility toward their superiors, shouting loyalty. Many people hate military life. They will try to avoid it if possible. That is why when you come out of the army, it is said that you have escaped from hell. So in the Korean army, no one comes out as a patriot. So although the soldiers shout the slogan of loyalty, it is not loyalty.
Yeah. Military life in Korea is a duty of the national defense, as you know. So everyone without exception had to serve in the military, during my time for 30 years. Now it's much, much shorter than before. When entering the military, soldiers say loyalty. And, we Korean people say 충성, loyalty, in a loud voice when greeting with a pledge of loyalty to their boss and country. However, although it is important that they say loyalty, 충성, outwardly, in their heart, they have no loyalty to their boss or country. They do their military life reluctantly saying, I am so tired of this military. I have to graduate quickly. And there are many cases where they internally have a weary mind and hostility toward their superiors. That's why many young people hate military life, which is the duty of the national defense, and try to avoid it if possible. And that's why when they come out of the army, they think that they have escaped from the hell and feel liberated. So no one comes out as a patriot throughout the Korean army. Oh my goodness. I really reflect on that also. When I was in the army, what kind of attitude did I have at the time? Everyone, we must learn from True Father's life in Hungnam prison, like hell of the hell, right? How did True Father spend the prison life that no one wants to go to? Even when True Father went to the Hungnam prison and Danbury prison, he did not enter reluctantly, but voluntarily, thinking that there was a heaven's will there. It is a really beautiful attitude. Even in the military life in Korea, if you think that the duty of the national defense, which is 30 years of your life, is a period in which you can be loyal to the country and people, and actively and voluntarily participate in it, you will meet God there and have an unforgettable experience in your life. That's why I really repent. I didn't do that much. I really need to repent. But same as like a secular old people, you know. It was not easy in this way. The attitude of our heart is really, really important. Depending on the mindset of my heart, I will either gain strength or get tired, according to your mindset. So True Father, how he overcame in Hungnam prison, his mindset is really, really beautiful and very positive, right? And volunteer spirit. This is really amazing. That's why not just only about the prison course or in Korean military course, whatever we do, especially I don't like to do, then this kind of the area and field, I need to put my heart with my volunteer heart and happy heart, more positive mindset. Life of faith is what? Overcoming. Challenging and overcoming. With what kind of attitude? With a grateful heart, with the attitude of the volunteer heart, joyful heart, then Satan run away. Our Father's guidance is so beautiful. I am really grateful to true parents. Teach us such a detail. How can we overcome it, right? And next.
The real reason for performing religious ceremonies: worship, Sunday service, family pledge, and the 5 major holidays, etc. Whenever we perform religious ceremonies, we want to do them sincerely because of our hearts. Whenever we do a religious ceremony, if we don't think of it as precious, we can't keep our hearts precious. And when you are told to be really careful when you speak, in the end, you are being told to do it for yourself rather than for others. From a young age, we grew up listening to the words, respect others, from the people around us. But in fact, you feel more precious when you respect others. We never lose our respect for others. The reason why we respect others is to eventually grow true. With what kind of heart have you worshiped until now? Do you really do it from the heart when you worship?
Yeah. Every time we perform religious ceremonies such as worship, Sunday service, family pledge, and ceremony for the 5 or now 7 or 8 major holidays, and our attitude of mind is important. Our attitude of the mind should not be formality. We really have to do any kind of a ritual with a true mindset in order to resurrect my heart. Whenever we do a religious ceremony, if we don't think of it as a precious, we can't keep my heart precious. Not only religious ceremony, but also when we speak, we must be very careful with our word and speak with sincerity. To think of the religious ceremony as a precious and to be careful when speaking is, in the end, to do it for yourself rather than for others. That's why always you need to use Hyojong language. Do not use the secular people's language, not foreign language. You need to use Hyojong language. Hyojong language is very much respectful, very much polite, very much encouraging. We need to using that kind of Hyojong language, right? From a young age, we grow up being told to respect others from the people around us. But in fact, we feel more precious when we respect others. We should never lose our respect for others. The reason why we respect others is to eventually grow through. When we respect others, finally, everything comes to me. When you hate somebody, and then your heart becomes very bad. That's why, to protect yourself, to take care of yourself, you need to respect everybody. And then your heart becomes very beautiful, very much internal, very much sincere. Thanks to the Mother's great grace, we are now offering 40 days of devotion. Everyone is offering worship and praying. What we must clearly remember is that God works according to our attitude. Until now, what kind of attitude have we had while we worshipped? Do you really do it from the heart or not? Always you need to reflect on yourself, right? Today, I talked about the real reason for performing religious ceremonies. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yong, for that wonderful message this morning. So now for our living testimony, I'd like to invite up Francis Marsal to please unmute and share and introduce Heavenly USA's video testimony on their flash mob in Israel.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, brother and sister. Thank you, Dr. Yong. So what I'm going to show today it's amazing because really what Dr. Yong is talking about, and I'll say the attitude of worshiping. So we did a flash mob in Israel, and then I just want first to share a little inside of that. So this flash mob was it's called a dance, David dance, and this song begin with when the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, and so we performed that song right there. And at the beginning, it was quite not easy. We prepare for 4 or 5 hours singing, preparing at the center. But for us to go to that place, it's quite a very busy place. It's the Tower of David right in front. And to have a second generation there, it was so significant because, that song or that exercise is really a worship. And what they had to go through at the beginning was not so easy to kind of get into it. But because of their attitude, their mindset, and then how God is working, it was very powerful because we had to experience, when we went through that and we faced the challenge, we had to experience the respect for everyone. We have to really have that kind of attitude, a true mindset. I'm going to love no matter what. I'm going to really give. This is really, as we understand, life of faith is really a life of overcoming many things with a grateful heart. And what we experienced was really exactly what we experienced during that time. So we made a beautiful video on that. And I think that was one of the very, very precious experience. Why? Because we came with the mindset of inherit the love of Jesus. And what does it mean? What was Jesus? How did he overcome all these things? And I really felt the Spirit of the Lord really gave us a very deep, deep heart of understanding what it means to inherit the love of Jesus through that. So I want to show the video. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, I will dance like David danced. When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, I will dance like David danced.
they stood there. They sang. They were singing and praising God. I mean, everybody was passing, stopping, taking pictures. It was awesome. Then we went to another part, but different parts. And they just worship and play, and they sang and played the music. The presence of God, people were just coming up, asking, giving their names and numbers. And let me tell you something. You see, when you're doing anything for God, I heard it. Anytime God gets the glory, the enemy is never pleased.
Right from the very beginning, this Jewish boy came up to us, and he just started yelling and screaming at us. And yeah, he just seemed very resentful and angry. He was just telling us to go, get out, go. Like, erase Jesus' name out of history. You Christians killed all of the Jews.
It was interesting. He was trying to call the police and call anybody he could think of calling to stop you. And 4 Israeli soldiers came and just relished the music. And they were smiling and grooving along with you. And they kept trying to tell this little boy, just relax. It's okay. It's okay.
We were shocked at first, but we just kept singing with like this conviction, because I mean, the song that we were singing, it had a powerful message of love and of peace, and we had this conviction to just keep going.
And the little Jewish boy, can't be more than 11 or 12. Get out of here, get out of here. You killed us, you guys killed us. And he was up in somebody's face, the young people's face, but they just stayed there dwelling, they sang. The police officers, he called the cops, he called whoever. They came and they said, what's wrong with you? And we were on the side. We just released angels, we just released protection. We were praying while they were singing. The cops came, they were enjoying the music. They said, why don't you go? Go. And he still, I mean, that's how determined he was. You killed us, you guys killed us, da, 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 da. He kept on.
And I just was moved to really pray with all my heart for their liberation. And I thank the Israeli soldiers for coming to protect our singers. It's like they really were like angels. I was praying for angels to just surround you so that your music and your love could just pour out. And it was very moving to watch the people in the street and see their response. And this little boy just didn't give up. But the more agitated he became, the more help came to, and even the Hasidic elders were telling him to calm down. It's okay. It's okay.
The soldiers came, and that little boy was so fierce in his belief that he stood there, and the man just grabbed him and said, "Let go." You understand? But he was there. Now I was like, wow, would we have such tenacity to stand and to defend our faith? 12 years old.
It was interesting because I was reflecting and realizing that, when the Messiah tries to fulfill like God's providence and God's dream, right? Like, of course, like he's set back and he has so much like opposition that he has to face. And I was imagining like the Pharisees and the priests and the commoners just yelling at Jesus with this much anger and this much resentment. And God was really giving us an experience to experience Jesus, because we had a very specific intention to go there and to have an experience with Jesus and to understand the situation. So I feel like God really provided that for all of us to experience through the persecution and through the rejection that we faced in Israel.
Wow, that was incredible. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Uncle Francis. And thank you for Heavenly USA for that beautiful performance, that beautiful spiritual energy that you bring to all of us. So thank you so much this morning. And thank you, Dr. Yong, for this wonderful talk that you gave, this wonderful message that you gave this morning. Something that I took away from today was with blessing comes responsibility, because it is easy for us to say that we are blessed children, that we are blessed families, but it is your actions that speak. And do you really practice what you preach? And do you have that heart of preciousness for everything that you do, religious ceremonies to just how you respect people around you? So thank you so much, Dr. Yong, for that wonderful message this morning. And now let us go to our breakouts and we'll share our takeaways with one another, and we'll be back soon.
Oji, I allowed to unmute.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hey, Tal,
Yeah.
can you, I'll play the music. Let me know if you hear it.
I still hear. I can't tell if I hear two, because I still hear meons. It took longer to close the room, so.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you enjoyed your breakout session this morning. I really enjoyed mine. So first up, I would love to invite Kenji Uokawa to please unmute and share with us this morning. Kenji-san?
Good morning. Yeah, for my very blessing, the breakout session with Rebecca. Yeah, this is amazing that about the true love. You know, I remember when I went to the Belvedere together with a bunch of brothers, and the wife asked to the one Austrian brother, how was it, father's speech? And then the one word he said, true love. So then, of course, that's not really explain the detail, but you know, I did not realize, like, we know that the true love starts from everything, but so many points. You know, I just yeah, more than I imagine. Yeah, I know it's so many, but it's really like almost everything. Then it's really connect to the today's living testimony that Heavenly USA in Israel. Yeah, it's I say people really over, even, you know, people surrounded in the street of Israel, even Israel soldier fall in love with true love. Feel true love, you know, their heart move. And in the logic, you know, because of we are kind of like foreigners and they are Jewish, but true love have a power to overcome everything and just melt everything. So maybe if I want to add one more thing about true love, you know, Dr. Yong's explanation, true love is sweet like a chocolate. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. We have an interesting technical day. Rebecca, take it back. I know you had someone you wanted to call next. You can unmute, Rebecca, unless you want me to take it away.
Can you hear me? Sorry, I mean, I cut out. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. But thank you so much, Kenji-san, for sharing. It was wonderful having you in my breakout room this morning. And next up, I would love to invite Takako-san to please unmute and share with us this morning.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate morning devotion, all the technical problem that you've been There are controlling. It's really great. And then usually when I see the MC, I said, oh. But then today, Rebecca, I am very grateful that she really spoke to me. I first be grateful and because she explained how second chance she sings the religious ceremony and how she could learn that from her parents. That I needed to hear from you today. When I listened to the morning devotion, Dr. Yong explained about ceremony should be from heart. But then I've been always coaching my children, you must do it. You have to just do it. But then the end, they were not happy and they don't do it anymore after they left home. That was my total repentance. And also, I am not that intellectual type. I always inspired message and I kept it captured. And I'm keeping in my special place in my computer. And today's the captured was definition of true love. In the Bible, there is a lot of beautiful words of definition of love. But then in Dr. Yong's explanation was also, it is really beautiful and very precious. That is my, also the last part, I'm truly, truly grateful for the Heavenly USA. Wow, it really brought me a tears. I am so grateful that I'm living in this era and I can be the one of a witness when I watch this video. Thank you so much. And all the effort that everybody putting in it, it's really inspired to really share the heart of Jesus. It was really amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Takako-san for sharing with us this morning. It was lovely having you in my breakout room. So now for our announcements for morning devotion. Number 1 is to invite someone from your Trinity, someone from your community. And I know that you'll be glad that you did. It's wonderful seeing our morning devotion family continue to grow every single day. And number 2, our transcripts and link to images are available on edu.familyfed.org, courtesy of Dr. Kylie. And number 3, joyfully give from your heart. Offer a prayer or a song and see how God may inspire you to give a little bit more of yourself to morning devotion. If you feel so inclined to donate, there's a link in the chat. And there's also an email that you can send an email to if you'd like to offer a prayer or song. And now for our musical offering, I'd love to invite up Dominic Barber to please unmute and share with us.
Good morning, everybody. My song is a little video that I'm going to show, but it's a song about daffodils. And, you know, as I get older, my memory fades me, and I'm pretty sure that True Mother sang this song. I don't remember when and where, and I asked lots of my coworkers if they remember it, and nobody seems to remember her singing this song. So if somebody does remember Omanim singing this song, then I'd be happy to know that I'm right. So it's a song about daffodils, and one of our Belvedere staff took some photos of the daffodils. Not actually this year yet, but even though they're in full bloom now, these are from a previous year. So I'm sorry my voice is a poor representation of True Mother, but hope you enjoy the song and the video. So go ahead and play it.
I may not have a mansion, I haven't any land, not even a paper dollar to crinkle in my hand. But I can show you morning on 1,000 hills, and kiss you and give you 7 daffodils. I do not have a fortune to buy you pretty things, but I can weave you moonbeams for necklaces and rings, and I can show you morning on 1,000 hills, and kiss you and give you 7 daffodils. Oh, 7 golden daffodils, all shining in the sun, to light the way to evening, when our day is done. And I will give you music and a crust of bread, a pillow of piney boughs to rest your head, and I can give you 7 daffodils.
Wow, that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Uncle Dominic. Such a beautiful song. And I hope we can find out if there's a video of True Mother also singing this song. So thank you so much. And now to close us off in prayer, I would love to invite Sandra Kusan. So please unmute and pray for us this morning.
Oh my, lovely surprise. Please join me in prayer, brothers and sisters. Our loving Heavenly Parent, we're so grateful every day to gather as children of our true parents, as your children, and to share so much love together. We're always so very grateful for Dr. Yong's loving guidance, his experience with love, with our true parents, and the love he's shown for this great continent of North America and throughout the world. Every day is a new beginning, and we're receiving even a greater beginning with this special grace. We're so grateful for all the victories that our true mother has achieved, and for all world leaders who answered a call based on the work of our federations of peace. So many leaders gathered together now to hear what the Mother of Peace has to say. And just as simple people as their simple daughter, myself, it really is a privilege to live in this era, to be able to witness the great work of elders in our church, to be given responsibility to work together with with you, Heavenly Parent, to be co-creators as we learn today and reflect on today, and achieve equality with you in our efforts to create heaven here. So again, we're always so very grateful to share simply true love every day and to grow our hearts together as brothers and sisters. Thank you again, always, and offer this prayer in the Kusan Blessed Central Family's name and all of our names here. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you so much, Aunt Sandra, for that beautiful prayer and closing us off this morning. And thank you to everyone who joined morning devotion today. It was lovely seeing you all again, and I hope to see you back tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
you.